Good evening, everybody. Welcome to class. I have a bicycle. My name is Ben Reisinger, and this is J560, Managing Online Public Relations. And tonight we're going to talk a little bit about PR and social media, but then we're going to talk about something else, which I forget who it was, brought it up at the beginning of the semester, why we're not using it. But we're going to talk Snapchat a little bit tonight because it's definitely becoming an interesting, viable player in PR communications, but it's really in its weird infancy stage right now. So let me ask you guys, like usual, extra credit. Anybody have a crazy or an interesting communication thing or social media fail of the week you want to let us know about?
Uh, this is uh, this is about a 3-day-old news. It's not a Twitter failure; it's a Periscope failure, actually.
Okay,
Uh,
all right. Are you
I
sure? Yeah,
just it,
Periscope, which is live streaming now, which is another
Absolutely,
hot thing.
it's an
Yes.
app by Twitter. So I
Uh-huh.
just read how a Ohio teenager, witnessed her friend being raped live and video captured it. As in streamlined the video of it. So that was really awful.
It was awful. Now,
Ugh.
have you heard why the girl said she did it?
uh, she said that she just wanted to make sure that it's being captured and we have a proof of it. I mean, nothing else. There was no bad feelings for doing that, nothing of that sort. But she just said that she wanted to keep it as a proof, just to show it, that this is how it happened, and this is the
Right.
person who did it, who did the crime.
And I get that, but I guess she did it for I think it was like 5+ minutes, and that was a thing. Like she could have gotten
Yes,
10, 20 seconds of footage and showed and like called 911 or something, and she failed
absolutely. She
to
could
do
have
that.
just called 911 at least, just for seeking help.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, you're right. And I read that somebody said, why are you doing this? But she
Hmm.
was getting a lot of hearts, a lot of loves while she was doing that, and that she thought that was cool.
That was cool. Yeah.
On Periscope, you can like things or love things, and you see a little heart fly up, and all that.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I'm sure.
wow.
Um, Mine is not a fail, but mine is just more of experience, I guess. I
Okay.
experienced Facebook Live this week for the first time. I didn't
Oh,
really,
cool.
yeah, it was interesting to watch. And it kind of made me feel like I was at home. A lot of people watched, Facebook Live the spring game in Alabama, so it was interesting to see how that worked.
Okay, so, how'd you find out about it? Was it a notification? Did you just go and watch it? Did you interact with it? What was your experience like with it?
I didn't interact with it. I was scrolling through my feed, and there's this live option, and I
Yeah.
touched it, and then the picture started moving. I was like, wait, what? And I thought it was a video, but then I realized, no, it's not a video. This is what's going on, like, right now. So that was pretty cool.
No, that is cool. That's cool. Has anybody else done the Facebook Live or Periscope? I have. They're fun. They're
I've
cool.
done Periscope.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, is that Sunny?
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, we can just see nothing. You're like a. Oh, there you are. There's your hand. Hey.
It's where okay. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. But I've done a lot of periscoping and I think Periscope is great.
Yeah. What have you done Periscope for? Personal, business. What?
For business, I've watched live classes on Periscope. I think Periscope is so amazing because not only can you do Periscopes here in America, but you can also participate in Periscopes all over the world. When the
Yeah.
bombings happened over in Europe, people were Periscoping right then and there. I mean, it was. I mean, I just think it's such amazing, quick streaming access that we have right now. I think it's amazing.
Yep. The future is now with that. Meerkat started it, which has kind of failed, and I think everybody knew that when Periscope came in with Twitter. I mean, it was Twitter with Twitter, it's the giant and all that, and since then, Instagram, you can upload longer videos now on Instagram, and Facebook has Facebook Live, so people are jumping on that bandwagon for sure. It's awesome. Anybody else got anything? Live streaming, anything for the class here for 5 points extra credit? Yeah. No? Okay, cool. Right on. My thing was, like for this week, is just, again, watching the. Oh, there you are. Now we see ya.
I can't see myself. I don't know what's going on.
Okay, let me see. There we go. Okay, so we're back. All right. Um, I love live streaming. I think it's going to do a lot of good for us. So we'll get into that. We'll talk about that more. But let's talk. Okay, pull that up. Sorry, I'm getting my notes up here. Let's talk. Putting it all together. Really, we talked about this a little bit last week, but again, I wanted to ask you guys. So this is something that I love when students tell me. I mean, some students it hasn't changed a lot. If you're really a kind of more of a super user, you do digital communications for a living. But let's talk about you guys. I want to talk about putting it all together. I want to talk about how here's your PR, your traditional, here's your social. How have your thoughts changed now on integrating digital media or communications in with traditional media? Or, what would you do different now with that? So who would like to go first and just, tell me, I mean, has this class changed your thought process? I mean, or has it not, or has it made you think of something different?
I'll go
Well,
first.
Okay, Candace, woo! All right,
Oh,
thank
no,
you.
no, Risha, did you want to go? Um, so I don't think it's necessarily changed my thought process as far as keeping my personal social media separate from my professional social media. I believe that my voice and my tone and the things that I represent, even though I do represent the same thing from my company, I think that the tone is what sets it separately. My company still has good morals, values, and ethics, and the things that they tweet out are very bland and to the point. Whereas if I'm sharing things, would like to have more of a, I guess, voice. And so I'm still for keeping them separate, uh, just because of the different tone coming
Sure,
from
sure.
me
I
versus
understand, I
my
understand
organization.
that. How your content, what your people are looking for. You're definitely different than how your organization talks. So that's cool. Um, what have you thought about all the postings and this and that? I mean, has it changed? Did you think you'll post more? Do you think you'll go back to posting how you used to?
I've always posted pretty frequently.
Yeah, yeah.
I've been a strong social media user. I think that, well, not necessarily. Oh, I do have one interesting thing. So during all of my tweeting, I would often get direct messages from my friends asking, why are you hashtagging this J560? Like, what is this? And
Sure.
so I think that using hashtags that are trending or more so than creating or randomly. I know as a girl, I'll hashtag like a picture of my shoes and hashtag 20 different things about it. Instead of using random hashtags, use things that are current, use things that are trending. Because when you do have that one random hashtag, there's no way to monitor or determine what exactly the measuring metric is for it or anything like that. So
You
I
can
think that,
monitor it, but like you're saying, it won't reach anybody.
right,
I mean,
yeah. And
yeah, it's like, okay, what's the good if nobody's talking about this anyway? Right.
exactly. So those are the two things I learned. I still want to keep things separate, and I would like to use more widely known hashtags than random things I create.
Interesting. Okay. So, who wants to go next? What do you think now? Thank you, Candace. Risha? You want to go now? Oh, and she just left. She said bye. All right. Valerie, how about you, please?
Yeah,
Could you tell us next what your thoughts, what's changed or not changed, or what you like or dislike?
yeah, sure. So far, what I like about this is that it stays with current things. People know what you're doing. It definitely gets you out there. I really like that. People are discovering my stuff little by little, and I'm getting followers, and I'm like, what?
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. And since I'm gonna start work in the summer, I hope that what I learned will definitely help, and I think it will. I really do. I'm pretty optimistic, so I really like that.
That's awesome. I saw that on your post. I liked your post that you got that job. So
Mhm.
congratulations. It's
Thank
cool.
you.
All right, Sarah, Sunny.
I wanted to say that
Sunny.
I this class has been a love-hate relationship. Because
I can't see you again, too. Can you pull your camera or your laptop back up? There you
okay.
go. Awesome.
Okay. Okay. Because initially I did not post as often. I had not set up all my social media handles. But the class forced me to do that. I mean, that's why I took the class, so I could become a lot better at it. And so now I really, really enjoy doing it. I enjoy doing it all the time. And I find that this is such a um, I mean, it's such a valuable way to communicate. So I really discovered so much about myself because I'm a storyteller. It's a phenomenal way to put stories out there.
Yes, yes. You have some
Phenomenal.
very exquisite blogs, and you always have some good visuals with that. So nice work on those.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I also find that just like today with Prince dying, I
Yeah.
mean the fact that that information was put out there, lightning speed. Again, like so many events that have happened all over the world. The Ecuadorian earthquake, 7.8 on a Richter scale earthquake that happened recently. I mean, the idea that we can put that information out there in minutes and people all over the world can know it. I've had lots of people contact me about some of the posts that I've done.
Right.
And you know, so it's really, really nice. It really has given me a new perspective on writing and being a PR person and what it takes to really engage with people. I really didn't understand what so many articles I read about talked about engaging. I really didn't get what that was
Hmm.
until class.
The
And
interaction, the
actually,
engagement, the talking, the liking back and forth.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly, and doing it. So I just found that it was really rewarding. And so I'm just really glad for
You know, I think I'm a little bit of a super user, but yeah, I love that too, man. It makes me feel good. That's awesome. All right. Thank you, Sonny. Sarah, you're the last one to chat with us. So what do you think? You know, anything changed?
I think a lot of things changed. I think what the biggest kind of aha was is that I work in marketing, digital marketing, so I have to post a lot or I coordinate, my interns posting, and so I found it hard to up my game for some reason. And
Really?
yeah, I don't know why. Not that I didn't post that much, but to be mindful more about how I'm posting when I do it professionally to some extent it was hard. And also what I learned during this experience is that if you are a digital marketing professional, PR professional, or you work in the space and you use social media, um, more because I was on the kind of looking at if you're interviewing in the digital marketing space, it's you got to walk the walk and kind of up your game there. And I think that's what I learned more to post and be out there for your personal brand for recognition. So not just learning for business professional, but also for personal. So I think that was maybe my biggest learning curve, maybe during this semester, I guess.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's a great takeaway. Hey, what's up, Risha? You're back.
Hi, my system breaks actually. It's a very poor network here.
Oh, it's
So
okay. So,
sorry. Okay.
what's your experience here with class? You know, and what's changed for you, or what do you like or dislike?
Like you asked earlier, Ben, about the traditional and the digital media, I think they both have their own space, I should say. But, in terms of, I believe it's not a choice to pick, whether it's traditional media or digital media. I think it's more like a system, wherein you integrate both traditional and so digital media, to come up with a it's an integrated system wherein you combine both forms of media to come up with a nice a campaign or to create a story.
Hmm.
So I think it's not of a choice, it's a system, I believe.
Sure, sure. That's cool. Yeah, it's that. I call it. I mean, it's crazy because I love like fanboy and pop culture references, and I love The Lion King. It's the circle of life. You know, I
Yeah,
mean, it's just that
that is.
traditional now rounds exactly with that digital, and if you don't
Yeah.
have the two of them together, I mean, it really is going to hurt you. So
Hmm. Hmm.
that's awesome. So thank you guys. I mean, That's good thoughts. I mean, it really is. I mean, it's amazing, amazing how when you immerse yourself in something like this and you really watch it and you pay attention to it, very, very closely, how you will find your niche. And all of you guys will, like, whatever, maybe like forums you talk with or hashtags you follow or, like lists you create for Twitter, to really hone down and look at, who you're following. And I hope you guys have picked up on that. I mean, and it sounds like you have. It's fantastic. So I want to give you one, before we talk Snapchat, tell you about what's happened at Mary Free Bed over the last 2 days. I was saying a little bit about it before class start, but it's a perfect example of that whole circle of life and using traditional media with digital media. So the very, very unfortunate Kalamazoo Uber shootings happened about an hour away from Mary Free Bed here. And the little girl, the smallest one that was shot, she was with her grandmother in a Cracker Barrel parking lot. Her name was Abby Koff. And Abby, for the last 6 weeks, was a patient at Mary Free Bed. Okay, she was a no information patient, so we couldn't talk about her. I couldn't acknowledge that she was there. I mean, it was because the media would be all over it. I mean, this wasn't even a national story. This was a global, worldwide story that broke out of this. Is Uber safe? And I mean, it was horrible. This guy, he shot 8 people within one night. So it's just a very, very bad thing. So Abby graduated. That's what we called at Mary Free Bed, or she was discharged after being with us for 6 weeks. She went home with her parents, and she's now going to do some outpatient rehabilitation. But she's good enough now. Parents can help. So we talked with her parents. We knew that the media would be all over it, and there were just people on cars and media outside the hospital. So we had to take a really, really interesting approach, because when the little girl left her hospital, it was called Bronson Hospital in Kalamazoo, after she had sustained her initial injury, she came to Mary Free Bed, and the media were all over that. They had to give a press release and a press conference, and give an update, stuff like that. So we talked about having a press conference, but we didn't end up having a press conference. Our media relations person, her name is Betsy, she spoke with Abby's parents, and they were okay with us coming in, shooting some video, and taking some pictures. So we had some pictures, we had a web video that we constructed, and if you go to YouTube and search Mary Free Bed, or go to maryfreebed.com and hit our YouTube link up in the upper left-hand corner, you can see this video that I'm talking about. It's right on the front of our YouTube page. It's our featured video right now. In a day, it's got like 12 or 13,000 views. Okay, it's really a really powerful thing. So Abby left. We created a web video. We had pictures. We sent out a press release when she was discharged. This was about 10:30 a.m. yesterday, to our media list, to other media that had called. I mean, in the last month, I'd gotten calls from England, New York, ABC News, CNN. I mean, it's crazy. And I'm not even the media relations contact that's on there. I'm listed on as the digital media contact. So these are people that were overflow from calling our media relations person. So we sent a blanket email out to them with a link to the web video with like 8 to 10 pictures that we said, these are free to use, whatever you would like. The media got in touch with the pictures. I took a very strategic approach with social media, okay? I put it on all of our platforms at once. I never do that because, again, if you put the same stuff on every platform, why are people going to go there? But this story was big enough. So it was around 10:30 to 12:30 in the afternoon yesterday. All 8 of our social media channels, I put this on. It's on our website now. And we did a coordinated attack with calling people, letting them know what's up. Because, again, we didn't do a press conference because the family kind of wanted to be left alone. They left in a secret way, and they didn't go out where all the the media would be in their face and stuff like that. And we took care of them. So, I mean, and today I usually at least do 1 post on Facebook a day, but on Mary Free Bed's Facebook page today, I didn't do anything because, I mean, it's going crazy. Let me see where we're at right now with our reach. I will say this: I knew it was going to do good organically. But I also, to get that reach of people that normally wouldn't be coming to the Mary Free Bed page, I decided to put, I think I put $200 behind it. And I put it within 50 miles of Kalamazoo, Michigan, and Grand Rapids, Michigan. As of today, so we're about 26, 27 hours in, right now of this being out. It's reached 37,783 people. Of that, 20,400 are organic and 17,400 have been paid. So it's doing pretty good. It has 841 reactions or likes, 142 shares, and 36 comments. So it's pretty cool. You know, it's doing good. On Twitter, our reach on Twitter with it, let me pull up my feed right here. I put $50 behind the tweet on Twitter. People that are looking at healthcare rehabilitation, things like that around the West Michigan area. Then I also put it around Kalamazoo. 25,834 people it's reached, and it's used like $11 of it. So it's actually still using the money that I put behind it on Twitter too. So there you go. You know, I mean, we just use this. It's awesome. Even today, our media relations person, she was fielding calls. We were on Good Morning America this morning, so we've been on all the national news as well. And it's just another way we've reached the people. We've got the interactions. You know, we've showed people what they wanted, and we got it out to the media. You know, I mean, it was unfortunate that the parents didn't want to tell her story because basically the media picked up on where she was. I mean, people are going to figure this out. I mean, we couldn't say anything. I never acknowledged it. But so instead of saying Mary Freebed, they would say Abby Koff is at a rehabilitation hospital in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I mean, we couldn't do anything about it because of HIPAA. We couldn't say anything. But here, when she was finally discharged and she left, we could say something. And it's been a big, big PR. I mean, it's an unfortunate event, but it's been a huge PR thing for the hospital. You know, our CEO has talked, our medical director has talked to national media, even like People magazine. The story was on People. So it's again, it's just that whole circle of life and doing it. I mean, I really truly believe, and you guys have seen this now. I mean, you have to have them both together, and you have to be good at them both now. It's not just having this digital media and thinking of it as an oversight. And there's still a lot of organizations out there and companies that do that, or they just make their webmaster do it, or their PR person just, okay, hey, you know, you have a Facebook account, you go on here and do our Facebook, Twitter, or Pinterest or whatever they might have, yada yada. So it's pretty cool. So guys, check out that video. You can go on to maryfreebed.com and you can see that. If you go to the press release section, you can see the news release on Abby. It's pretty cool stuff. So a few more minutes here now, and I want to talk Snapchat because I think it is April 21st. Since we started this class in January, Snapchat has grown by leaps and bounds in like 4 months that we've been in class. I mean, it's still on the fence for me, but again, it is becoming more and more and more a contender. But here's the thing about Snapchat, okay? It's different than any other social media platform, number one. Number two, is it really social if you're a brand, okay? Does everybody hear Snapchat? Or does anybody else hear Snapchat? I'm going to open up. Boop. I'm going to open up Snapchat here.
I used it once, but
Yeah.
it wasn't resonating with me. I thought it was too much of a hassle. I could just text somebody and just send them the picture of whatever I was doing. So I did try it though, but it wasn't for me.
All right, here we go. Now you can see it better here. All right. So Snapchat. Okay, I don't know if you guys snap, but the way that you, as a business, Snapchat is on a thing called Discover. So on here today is People Magazine, iHeartRadio, MTV, CNN, Sweet. I don't know what that is. The Daily Mail. These are one of the media organizations from England that called about the Abby story. Vox, Vice, the Food Network, Comedy Central, ESPN, BuzzFeed, Cosmo, National Geographic. I mean,
Mashable is on there too.
what's that?
Mashable.
Oh yeah, Mashable. Yeah, I love Mashable. There's a bunch. I mean, you can look at them this way, and you can get the big icons. You can scroll through them or whatnot.
The thing I like about Snapchat is when you're using it, how you can decide whether, if there's something going on in your area, how you can decide whether or not you want your story to be a part of the big story that's being displayed from the actual organization.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. And the filters and all that. Yeah, I mean, there's some really, really cool things you can do with it. But again, it's hard, if you're a business and you do it right, you're on to Discover, or if you're a smaller business, you're down here with people, in your updates, okay? Like one of them is Experience Grand Rapids. They're the tourism company here in Grand Rapids, and I follow them, but they're down in all the stories. So unless you put money behind it, and it's not cheap, okay? And you can only get 2 analytics from it. You can get impressions and you can get views of your story. So those are 2 very similar things. So it's almost like you're just getting one thing from them. Um, I think they need to grow a little bit more, but businesses are starting to use them. I really have thought, how could healthcare use this? I have searched high and low to see, what healthcare organizations might be using this, and I can't really find any. It's still kind of an older demographic that we go for, but I'm loving Snapchat personally. I love the filters. I love to play with it. I was in New Orleans, and there were special New Orleans filters or special Grand Rapids filters. I mean, it's awesome, awesome. I mean, for every holiday and this and that. So it's cool, and doing the filters is not that difficult. Okay, you can go to Snapchat.com and they tell you, how to geolocate where you want your filter at, and blah blah blah, and stuff, and do that. So and I've wondered this too, because how could I monitor, if I would have class do it, all right? How could I monitor and see that everybody is doing it? Because there's not like you can't search a hashtag or something like that. I mean, literally, I'd have to get a post from each person in class and like count it or this or that. It'd be difficult to follow. But I think it's viable. Does anybody follow or watch a business on Snapchat? No? Okay.
Throughout the season, I will often follow NFL Live, and they'll post different things. I know that a lot of times it is just people at the game showing themselves and things like that, but there are also times, too, where they get footage from down on the field and on the sideline, and so I like seeing that.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, live events. So Candace is talking about you can, do like a live stream, too, with Snapchat. So it's fun. It's cool. I need to think, and look into it more. But I mean, I just wanted to acknowledge it because we haven't talked about it here in class, and I wish, maybe we can talk about it more next week. But I think that for the right organization and with the right demographic, I think it's fantastic. I think it's fantastic for any college, any sports team. I mean, people just go nuts over that stuff, and it's just growing and growing and growing. So we'll see where it goes. All right. Anybody else have anything on Snapchat? Or before we go, I haven't done this in a while. I want to get a picture of all of us. I love getting pictures. Of class. Wish we had class. So okay. So we're in the photo. So I'm going to hold this up. I'm going to take a picture. So everybody smile or give me the thumbs up. All right. We're going to do this on 3 real quick. 1, 2, 3. Awesome, awesome. I got it. Hey, I'll tweet that out. You guys should retweet that. That's cool. Our Instagram and hit hashtag J560. All right, thank you, everybody. Have a good week. Let me see here what we have due at the end of. So, oh yeah, it's the one I sent you guys the message about. Check out your on-course messages. Thoughts on your web video, and the production, and what you guys kind of think right now, since you have your final coming up. And you've already done your midterm, because I know web video was new for a lot of you. So, cool. Have fun with that blog. I appreciate it, and we'll see you next week. It's last class.